It won't hurt a bit. They're gonna love you. Oh, hi! Welcome to Gigi's Holiday Place. This is my little friend Morty. Don't you love my hat? Well, here we are to tell you that we're going to be talking about some of the fabulous, fabulous festivals that God has prepared for us. For you, for me, and for Morty. You know, if you watch them one by one, if you only watch one, if you watch them in calendar order, it doesn't matter. Just come on in. Let's have some fun, right, Morty? Bye. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yay! Say Shabbat Shalom. Right now, I want to talk to you a little bit about the main parts of the Shabbat meal. Now, I'm not talking about the meal itself because that could be anything. It could be a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in the park. But the ceremony itself that starts it is made up of 3 main things. If you have a Tree of Life Bible that looks like this, in the very back, there are some prayers and blessings that you say when you do each of these elements. I have taken all of those blessings because I didn't want to get my Bible all dirty, and I put them on this little card right here. And when I have friends over for a Shabbat dinner, we all have our own little cards so we can say our blessing. And the candles, the bread, and the wine, or tonight I'm using cranberry juice. Okay, so the first thing is we're gonna light the candles. Now you can have a menorah that has 7 candles. You can have 1 little tea light. You can have 2 little tea lights. You can have big candles. You can have fancy candles. But the one I have on my dining table is this one. There. Okay, so we've got our light lit now for our dinner. And the next thing is the wine or the juice. Now, I have this cool thing right here. It's called, let me turn it around, a Kiddush fountain. And up here is where the wine is, but down at the bottom are all these little bitsy cups. Okay, so let's pour it first. All right, you ready to watch? Isn't that fun? It's a mess if you don't have them lined up in the right place, okay? And then you pick up your cup, lechaim, that means to life, and then you drink your wine. Okay, and the next part is the bread. Hey, have you ever been to your church service and you've had what some churches call the Lord's Supper, others call communion? It has wine and bread, or grape juice and crackers, okay? I have a friend who says you can do this with a Twinkie if that's all you got. This is the challah bread. It's braided in 3 pieces, and then you break off a piece and you eat it. Now these 3 things, the light, the wine, and the bread, make up the beginning of the Shabbat meal. After this, you have whatever you're going to serve. Sometimes I have a lot of friends that come over, and sometimes family, and we'll have fancy things. Tonight, I'm going to have a bowl of soup with my challah bread. And as Meadow would say, Meadow say, Shabbat, Shalom. Now, after the 3 blessings comes one of my favorite parts of Shabbat, and that is called the blessing of the family. The moms and dads actually put their hands on their children and pray a special blessing over them, okay? For the boys, they say, may you be like Ephraim and Manasseh. I'm going to tell you who that is in just a minute. For the girls, they say, may you be like Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. or someone you could really look up to, or even, hey, this week I was proud of you because, and next week I hope you will be kinder to your sister, things like that, okay? Now, where did that prayer come from? Well, a long time ago, there was a man named Abraham who had a son named Isaac, who had a son named Jacob. And Jacob was the father of 12 boys and a bunch of girls. These were the original 12 tribes in Israel. And when Jacob was about to go to heaven, he called them all together to give them a blessing. And in that blessing, he told Ephraim and Manasseh, the two sons of Joseph, by you shall all of Israel give blessings. It is said that these two were known among all of Jacob's grandchildren and sons for being faithful to Judaism, faithful to the 10 Commandments, faithful to the things that God told them to do, and for being the first brothers who ever got along. How about that? And now for the girls, these were the wives and the mamas of all these boys. And they were showing girls and women how to be strong in faith in God when there was a lot of hard things going on. That's a pretty good people to try and be like, right? So every week, the moms and the dads put their hands on their children and they bless them. Wow. Wow. So, rest is necessary. A doctor will tell you that. Rest is necessary for our bodies to heal and to refresh themselves for the next week. And we say Shabbat Shalom. Meadow, can you say Shabbat Shalom?
But that's wrong.
Shabbat is the Sabbath. Shalom means peace. We look at the sunset. We go out on a ride in the lake, in the canoe. We ride bicycles. We play games. We watch a movie together. We relax with our best favorite friends and family, and we think about the things that God has done for us. That's one of the blessings of Shabbat. Now, one thing I want you to remember, celebrating or keeping or observing Shabbat is not the same as going to church. When we go to church, we go to worship God, to hear Bible stories and teachings from the Word of God, and to pray together. But when we fellowship with Shabbat, this is the day that we spend with our friends and our family. We eat our favorite foods, we do our favorite things, and we just enjoy the blessings of God and to thank Him for them. Now, little Meadow has worked so hard trying to learn to say Shabbat Shalom. Can you say Shabbat?
Shabbat.
Okay, Shalom.
Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom.
And I hope you've enjoyed her cuteness all the way through this. You know, in the 23rd Psalm in the Bible, David tells us about the Good Shepherd. The Lord is my shepherd. I have everything I need. And in the New Living Translation, it says that He lets us rest in green meadows. By the way, that's where Baby Meadow's name comes from, that particular psalm. So I have a book, and it's called A Shepherd Looks at the 23rd Psalm. And in this book, the man makes a correlation or a comparison between a shepherd of real live sheep and us with God, okay? And he says that sheep will not lie down to rest unless they're free from all fear, unless they're free from all bugs and insects and things that would bother them, and unless they're far enough away from water that they can't hear it. You know, sheep are so full of that wool that they can't really swim, and if they ever get around running, rushing water, it scares them because if they fall in, they'll drown. So the shepherd has to make sure that this meadow is quiet, free from any kind of thing that would scare them, and he just lets them rest. Hey, this is what God did for us on the day called Shabbat. Now, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you've learned something, and I hope you'll try and have a Shabbat dinner with your family one night a week. We celebrate Shabbat At sunset on Friday night, that's when we light the candles, say the blessings. And then on Saturday at sunset, it's over and the week begins. But I just want to say one more time, Shabbat
Shabbat.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Butter show.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Perfect. Meadow, can you say Shabbat Shalom?
Butter show.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Gigi's Holiday Place. Bye.